Let's go through a list of what happened during the Paris Climate Conference, because there are a lot of strange details that should be pointed out, lots of things that appeared to slip under the radar that people missed. Before we do that, let us return to an oddity. Bilderberg member Laurent Fabius, who made repeated and deliberate speeches that climate chaos would be unavoidable if it was not solved by the last day, September 23, 2015.
On the edge of a climatic abyss. In fact, we have 500 days to avoid a climate chaos.
If such an urgency, why did Laurent Fabius spearhead this meeting of nations for November 30th through December 13th? The deadline to avoid climate chaos has already passed. This does not make sense. That's oddity number 1. Oddity number 2. What did Pope Francis say at the start of the climate conference in Paris? He said the following: "We are on the edge of suicide, but I am sure that just about everybody meeting in Paris is aware of this and wants to do something." What on earth is Pope Francis talking about? Is he merely emphasizing climate change by saying we are on the edge of suicide, or perhaps is he hinting at something else? Oddity number 3. Pope Francis sent a large, very prominent delegation to Paris, although the Vatican had no negotiating power during the Paris talks. In spite of this, some commentators have suggested that Pope Francis and his delegation are the chief negotiators behind the scenes, and are the major reason for the urgency behind the Paris Convention. One of the Vatican's chief negotiators, Bernardino Ayuso, said, "We have seen a universal willingness to arrive at an accord that is ambitious, legally binding, and transformative." Obviously, it was the Vatican's quest to assure a climate treaty that was legally binding of all countries that agreed to it. Oddity number 4. Nearly every single country, 196, approved the climate treaty. What kind of treaty could have brought together countries who normally disagree with each other on just about everything? What kind of treaty could have convinced all the countries in attendance to sign on? What kind of urgency was there in such a treaty? Oddity number 5. The draft of the climate resolution has been kept secret from the public and will only be revealed after it has been finalized and approved. No details have been publicly released about the finalized draft that was voted on by member nations. Oddity number 6. A large globe was hung inside the Eiffel Tower to celebrate COP21 in Paris this year. The globe depicted the all-seeing eye and Earth crisis below it and a large teardrop with the Earth inside of it. Let us not convince ourselves that the Paris COP21 was an innocent and harmless meeting. We are in the year of light, according to the United Nations.
So I believe this moment can be a turning point for the world. We've shown that the world has both the will and the ability to take on this challenge. It won't be easy. Progress won't always come quick. We cannot be complacent. While our generation will see some of the benefits of building a clean energy economy, jobs created, money saved, we may not live to see the full realization of our achievement, but that's okay.
On the edge of a climatic abyss.
Very important issue of climate change, climate chaos, and I said that we had 500 days to avoid climate chaos, and I know that President Obama and John Kerry himself are committed on this subject, and I'm sure that them, with a lot of other friends, should be able to reach success.